Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to EML. We are Premier 2 and it's round 8 of Season 4 and we are hitting the streets of Singapore for the Singapore Grand Prix in a night race. Welcome back everyone. Sorry for what happened in the previous round at Zandvoort's round 7. The race was abandoned and has been rescheduled for the break week, which I believe is next week. So we might see that. I will confirm that later on. But for now, here we are. Qualifying has begun. We're going to go on board with Kieran, one of the hottest prospects in this division in Premier 2. Got a couple of wins under his belt, one of the fastest drivers in this tier, and he is our first driver out on the streets doing a flying lap. So let's see how he gets on. A couple of lockups going on at the moment, which is fine. You can have a little lockup here and there. Too much will just overheat your tyres. But it's just invalidated there, so unfortunately that lap has been abandoned. Let's try and find out who's behind him. It's Colin, so let's go on board with Colin for the rest of the lap. The Red Dragon Racing driver of Colin Mason, who's not had the fortunes that he's had last season. Picked up a few podiums I think last season, which was really good to see. Great guy Colin, so really happy that he could do that, but unfortunately not getting the fortune or the luck so far this season. It's been a difficult season for Red Dragon Racing. I don't know whether it's due to the competition being a lot more fierce, or if they've just not done right when it's come to the important parts. But he sets the banker, which is 1:37.4 for the Red Dragon Racing team. I think a lot of people are just starting laps. There's Pyro, first driver into the 36.6, sorry, and that's the IRT man in the Red Bull. Being LRE iShort has gone second with nearly a 37 flat. But one Ghost King now takes provisional pole with a 1:36.3, so 300ths quicker than Pyro. But it doesn't last for long because Slinky jumps up into the 1:35s, 1:35.7. What a great lap that is. I'm not too sure off the top of my head what we're going to be looking for here. I've got a feeling, based on this right now, we're going to be looking at sort of 1:35.3, maybe 0.2. Not sure. I could be totally wrong. But as you see, VRT Max Geist has gone into second place for now. Just a couple of attempts behind JR Slinky, so they're the two to watch right now. Let's go back on board with Kieran. He's invalidated again, so we'll be seeing him coming into the pits. What about these guys that haven't done laps? Elliot is invalidated, Josh is invalidated, QRT Zorzo and QRT Twist. Let's go on board with QRT Twist. QRT, our championship leaders at the moment. What's he going to lay down for his first lap? It's a 1:36.6. Can his teammate do any better? QRT has been a bit quiet in the last couple of rounds, but they've always been up there in and around the top 5, so getting the points in, and he goes 5th place, just ever so just behind CPI Bunty, who's done well to get himself up into P4. I think that's everyone pretty much going into the pits now. That's one run done. It's a bit quiet now. thank you everyone for tuning in this evening. As always, please like the stream, subscribe to League Racing TV. Both those things will make me a very happy man. Also, bear with me a bit tonight. I am on my own and I have got a bit of a cold, bit of a cough going on. I'll try not to cough too much on stream. I will turn my mic on and off when that happens. But bear with me if I have to have a little break in between sort of action moments, because my voice can only tolerate so much talking before it just wants to, all it wants to do is just cough. So yeah, that would be much appreciated. And Colin again is now the first one out. Get your comments in, get your predictions in. Who's going to get pole? Who's going to win the race? What team is going to get the best overall result tonight? Let me know your thoughts, your predictions, and I'll have a read. Thank you all for joining me. It's nice to have some company when I'm on my own here. Unfortunately, Chloe wasn't available tonight, and Ivor Mike has got a bit of a cold headache thing as well, so he decided he'd rather not, which in all fairness, fair play to him, and hopefully he gets better soon. So you're just gonna have to put up with a one-man show for tonight. As we see most people now coming back out to begin their second runs. Let me get the stream up. Let me see what you guys are saying. Here we are. So yeah, Mike is in the chat. We are predicting for pole a 35.6. Matthew think pole will be a 35.5. So, and Nathan said 35.46. So maybe I've gone a bit too far with 35.3. So we're looking about 35.5, I think. So far for Slinky, that's a very, very solid lap, and for Max Geist, let's see if they can find any further improvements on those brilliant laps so far. Thank you guys all for joining. Already a couple of likes on the stream, which is amazing. Get those likes going up still. Everyone that joins the stream, please do give us a like. Matteo is saying Slinky fastest in practice done a 0.4, but he has done quicker than 0.4 in practice. But Nathan makes a very good point. Doesn't matter what you do in practice, because in practice you can just keep going lap after lap after lap. Here you can't. You gotta make the lap count when it's needed. So, and you've got to deal with that pressure as well, with just getting that one brilliant lap out there on the board. Couple of yellow flags going on. I think it's just drivers getting out of the way, which is good to see. Yeah, Mike says his voice is literally gone. Sounds like a rusty cuckoo clock. I don't know if you can hear mine, but mine is already struggling, so this is going to be a real struggle for me as Colin goes a little bit faster, I believe. I can't really tell. There's some comments coming in blocking that, but Sieb has crashed out of qualifying. That's unfortunate for the IRT team, and that leaves Pyro on his own here to be able to try it. There, you just seen Sieb's car there. It's right up against that wall. Hopefully that's not going to get in the way of anyone. Is it still there? There it is. Oof. It's not in the best of places. Hopefully that car doesn't collect anyone. It's taken a while to go, and it's green flags, so it is gone. It's saying purple sector for one, Elliot, in sector 2, but we do know this game is a bit glitchy when it comes to saying purple sectors. So here comes one Elliot up to the line. What's his first lap gonna be? It was up to P3 to be fair, so it could have been a purple sector. That's a 136, pretty much flat. I think Timo just jumped up into the top 5. Yes, he did. One of the QRT boys is about to cross the line as well. No change for them. Is Max Geest about? No, he's not. Slinky is on it. Oh, we just caught Slinky there at a bad point. He's lost that front wing. But it was saying in the top right that he was just down on his time. And oh, Slinky, careful. Get yourself into those pits, my friend. But we haven't seen a lap from Kieran yet. Still in the pit. He is the only driver not to set a lap at the moment. Try and see if anyone else is about. Is Josh on a lap? No, Josh is not on a lap. BNLRE Nick might be. He's used up all of his ERS though, so I very much doubt it. Pyro's not. Forzan, CPI driver we haven't seen so far this season, I believe. Did I just see someone jump up? I think Zorzo. Yep, Zorzo just jumped up into P4, improving on his time. He's also on 36.1. No one yet to join Slinky and Max Geest into the 35s. Will we see anyone else get up there? Apologies, did have to go for a quick coughing break. I am already struggling, so I don't know how much of this race I'm going to be able to do. You can probably hear it in my voice. I sound a bit bunged up. But we have Defender in the chat saying, stop creaming on Slinky. Max for pole. We're going to watch Max. He is on an outlap at the moment. But we are going to see. He's the first driver out, I believe, who's going for his final attempt. So let's have a watch. Nathan is asking, does Kieran have a qualifying ban? That could be a point. Defender says no. Let me have a look. As far as I'm aware, there is no quali ban for Kieran. Here we are then. Here's Max. I didn't see the split for his sector 1 time. What's his sector 2 time going to be? He is up. Barely, but he is up on his time. Coming into this all important tricky final sector. It is, I think, the time that the split that he has is pretty much nailed on, in or around Slinky's time. So is he going to be able to beat it? How well is he done in that final sector? Coming round that last bend, it's going to be enough for now for pole. almost 3/10 up on Slinky, so Slinky will have to respond if he wants to start on pole position. Brilliant lap there from Max, you have to give it to him. We put him on the spot, we put the camera on him, and he delivered. I don't think Tijin is on a lap. One Ghost King is not on a lap either. It's hard to tell, some of these guys are on out laps, but the game shows that they're on it. Oh, who's that? Oh dear. Evans Joshua's got it all wrong on the bridge section, just like we saw with ILTC. That front wing is gone. His qualifying is over. There will be no more time for him to be able to get in and get back out again. Where is Slinky? He's on his lap. Right, here we go. Of course, others could still take pole away from these two, but he's currently 100th down. Is he going to be able to respond? Although anyone else could make the jump, so we'll keep our eyes peeled on the left hand side, see if someone jumps up into those top 5. Oh, there we go. Slinky's got it all wrong. He is out of qualifying. We've seen it happen a few times, and Slinky has paid the price, the same as Steve, same as Josh. So we'll now go on board with one Elliott. He's the next down the line. Can he do anything about Max's time? There's a Ferrari off there. I think that's Noel. He's got it all wrong. He won't be setting a new time. Kieran is out there, by the way, as well. He is on a lap. Tajin jumps up into the 35s. He takes P3 provisional. Couple of BNLRE drivers finished. Nick's finished. Forzan has finished for CPI and P12 currently. iShork jumps up into P11. One Ghost King jumps up into P7. Is that Timo or is that Kieran coming towards the line? It's Kieran, 135.6. He shows up when he's needed most. One Elliott though, can he respond? No, 135.7. Is anyone else going to be able to improve? Zorzo isn't, Bunty isn't, QRT Twist. This could be a man that could have a say, especially in the top 5. Here he comes, up to the line. Oh, and it's just out. Top 6 for Twist. Wow. The man who is on phenomenal form, Kieran, waits to the very last attempt and he snatches pole away from Max Geist. 135.6 is our pole time in the end. Well done to Kieran, who takes that pole. Alongside him on the front row is VRT Max Geist. One Elliott takes third. JR Slinky crashing out and qualifies P4 with his teammate behind Tijin. Then comes QRT Twist, ERT Timo, QRT Zorzo, Bunty, one Ghost King rounding off the top 10. Then it's Noel, iShort, Pyro, Forzan, Nick, Colin, Sebe and Evans Joshua. Wow. Well, that was a fun quali session. I enjoyed that. That was probably one of the better ones this season. Really came down to the wire. That one really put the top guys under pressure there, and pressure makes diamonds. And Kieran is certainly a diamond right now, on great form. That ERT man. But will he win? Any predictions before we get underway here? Is he going to take the win, or is someone else? It's going to be a tricky track to overtake, but sometimes you don't need overtakes, you just need a bit of pressure and someone to make a mistake. I don't know who's going to win this. I personally don't know. I'm just going to throw it out there and just say it's going to be one Elliott that wins this one. Just a random throw out there. But yeah, do let me know. How many DNFs and safety cars do you think? I'm going to think we're going to get 3 safety cars, but we now have 5 lights. And away we go. Kieran looks to get a decent getaway. And he does. Max very close to him though. One Elliott and Slinky a bit further back alongside each other. ERT Timo trying to get up the inside of JR Tijin. We're going to go alongside Timo. He actually got ahead now. Zorzo, oh, colliding with One Ghost King. What's happened there? That's caused a bit of a pile-up at the back. Hopefully no one's crashed out. There's a lot of damage. One Ghost King all the way to the back. No safety car. Someone's dropping. Pyro is dropping way back. Maybe he's got some damage. It's a bit of a chaotic start as there goes around. CPI Forzan might have a bit of damage on that AlphaTauri. Zorzo coming under pressure from VRT Null already on this first lap once they get past. It's all kicking off. But at the front, it stays pretty much as you were. Let's have a look at the position changes. It's ERT Timo who's had a flyer of a start, up 3 positions. This is looking good. A good start for ERT overall, with Kieran holding on to that first place, already pushing himself outside the DRS range for Max Geest. So already putting the foot down. But in terms, yeah, safety cars, I think we're going to have 3. Oh, who's that round? That's One Elliott. Commentator's curse striking already. Oops. As ERT Kieran takes the fastest lap, of course. And One Elliott rejoins in P9. He's going to come under a bit of pressure, though, already. Looks like he's going to be okay. But yes, I believe there's going to be 3 safety cars. We're going to get about 6 DNFs, I reckon. Hopefully not. I don't want to see any DNFs. But I'm going to predict 6. And give me one moment while I take a little drinks break and a break on my throat. Well, there is our first retirement. It's Forzan. He's got no cars around him where he is on the track, and it looks like he's gone, might have gone straight ahead. I don't think we're going to get to see. I think they'll get rid of the car before we see where he has crashed out. There we go, it's gone. But that is our first retirement of the race on lap 2. CPI Forzan, unfortunately, is out of this one. So yeah, we were focusing on this little scrap here. I did just see, what did I just see there? Evans Joshua on the back of Seeb. I think I saw a back end slide out from someone. I think somewhere. Noel got ahead of Seeb? No, he was behind Zorzo. Zorzo has boxed, actually. Maybe he had a bit of damage. Not too sure. Let's show you the tyres. He's on to mediums now. So Noel has a bit of free air now. Let's go back up towards the front. As you can see, Timo has made a move somewhere along the lines. I missed it, apologies. But he is up ahead of Max Geest. And it's now an ERT 1-2. What a start for these boys. Starting on the medium tyres again, opposite to most of the grid. So maybe will it work out long term? Not sure. But for the short term, these strategies that ERT are playing, going opposite to the norm strategy, which most of the grid is selecting, is working out short term, and they're able to make places up and make big gains and gaps. So Timo is already looking to push Max Geist out of the DRS. It's very tight. Looks like he might have just done it, or it's literally on the cusp. But it looks like he's done it, so I don't think Max Geist is going to have any DRS here on the ERT man, and he doesn't know. So there we go, ERT already pushing. But will it come back to bite them later on? We'll have to wait and see. Safety cars could also mix things up quite a lot. Let's try and have a look at our closest battle on track, which is currently Evans Joshua pressuring IRTC for P10. Obviously Singapore, very tight street circuit, so it's hard to make overtakes here. Like I said earlier, my sort of strategy if I was racing here would be just to be very patient and just try and pile as much pressure on the driver in front as possible, and maybe make a couple of fake moves here and there to try and force them onto a line they don't want to normally use, and either get a better exit than them, or hopefully just pressure them into making a mistake, and you just got to be there ready to pounce on that mistake. So that is my sort of advice and my sort of way that I would race around here. It's not the easiest of tracks, I have to say. I do really like this track, but over the past couple of F1 games I haven't really enjoyed it, unfortunately. But I'm commentating today, so I don't have to worry about that. It's these guys that we are watching here that will have to worry about the turns and the grip and the tyre wear. So I'm thankful that it's them and not me this evening. Phil joining the chat. Nice to see you chatting away, Phil. Bunty is in a rich vein of form at the moment. He has been looking quite pacey in recent weeks. Not sure he's got the results that his pace deserves. A couple of mistakes here and there. Currently running in P8. So doing well so far. Hopefully he can make up a few places and maybe get a top 5 finish. You never know. Ivor Mike has said, we all know the strategy is, you see those walls, just don't hit it. Just don't hit them. Which is a very good piece of advice. Engineers, if you're listening, pass that on to your drivers, because that is the main point, or the main piece of advice for driving around here in Singapore. It's a very long race as well. It's not one I was looking forward to commentating on my own, I have to say, but hopefully we get to see some good racing action. So and we're going to try and follow the closest battles on track, which I see one, and Zorzo has just made a pass on ice short just up the inside, using that DRS detection all the way on the other side of the circuit, the far side of the circuit, and he has got himself up into P13. We don't know whether he stopped because he had damage, but he has stopped, and he's looking to put those mediums to good work and make up a good bit of pace. Here comes Josh now. He's getting his opportunity on Sieb. Sieb sort of placed that car centre there, made it very hard for Josh to sort of go for a move. Would have been a bit daring if he sent out the inside there, but both the RDR drivers are lining up here behind Sieb, wanting to get past that Red Bull. But so far looking good for the RDR guys, considering Josh had that collision with the wall towards the end of qualifying, and Colin qualifying a bit further down, and Elliott now is out. Where is that car? How on earth? How are these guys? I don't know if anyone else agrees, but how are these guys crashing out where they at the end of a straight? That's 2 drivers that we have lost to the end of this straight, and my brain can't work out how that has happened. Like, how? Look. But my prediction for the win is out, so commentator's curse is a thing. I won't be doing that again, so sorry one Elliot, but here's our second retirement of this race, and it's at the end of a straight. I don't get it. If anyone in the comments can let me know how that has happened, I would love to know any sort of thoughts or opinions on that one. We'll head back to Evans Joshua, who's just not going to get close enough here to have a look at Steve. He's going to stay patient, which is a good way to go about it. And you stay patient, others make mistakes, crash out, and you make up places. So he is into the top 10 now, just by keeping the car on the track. So there you go, all. Interesting. Ivor Mike has made me aware that RDR and IRT are very close in the standings, so this is quite a battle here for championship positions. So this is one we'll definitely keep an eye on. Jeff saying ERT on the other strategy, yes, like they have done most of this season, going against the norm. But this is pretty much our closest battle on track at the moment. Dejin is behind his teammate of Slinky, so don't think he's going to be sending it up the inside of his teammate anytime soon. That, I think Slinky would find that a little bit rude of his teammate to do, so for now we will stay on this battle here. And I will be back with you shortly while I just have a little voice break / drinks break. So, I spoke about Tajim sending out the inside of Slinky and not doing that anytime soon, but it looks like on the finish straight, Slinky and Tajim have had a swap, so team orders coming into play there, I believe. So Tajim has been released and Slinky will have to deal with the pressing QRT man of Twist behind him. Thank you everyone for continuing the comments in the chat, as we see another swap actually. So Colin Mason and Evans Joshua have swapped also. So Colin's going to have a go now. I was going to say as well, Josh was struggling to make another opportunity. He just wasn't getting close enough to Sieb. So maybe Colin's been given the green light to have a go, see what he can do. Yeah, thank you everyone for continuously joining the stream. Please make sure you like the stream, subscribe to League Racing TV, where all EML races, Premier 1 and Premier 2 are streamed with commentary. Thank you for joining and chatting away in the chat. You're having a lovely, lovely time in the chat. Nathan is asking, Josh must have damage. Mike may or may not confirm. He might not want to let you know, Nathan, as you're an IRT man yourself. So we'll leave that up to Mike to tell you if he does or not. Mike has sent me the standings, so let's have a little reminder of the current standings. So QRT are our Leeds team on 206 points. Then comes ERT on 169. Kieran getting a lot of those points. Unfortunately, haven't been able to have a teammate with him so far to sort of back up his points and get there in the top 5. Currently, they're looking good, but a long way to go in this race. Just behind them in third is Juventus Racing on 152 points. Then it is BNLRE on 141. Behind them it's VRT on 139. Then it's Team As 1 in P6. Red Dragon Racing in P7. Team As 1 on 113 points. Red Dragon Racing 93. So they're doing better at the moment than both one drivers. Obviously one Elliot crashed out and one Ghost King in P14. So looking good for Red Dragon Racing as of so far. IRT is sitting in P8. Then it's CPI in 9th with 56 points. X Esports, who have left the competition, they're in P10 at 14 points. VRE, who also, I believe, left, they're in 11th with 9 points, and in 12th is Competitive Racing Drivers CRD with 0 points, and they are not here tonight, I'm afraid. So there is your standings update. Just a reminder for those who are joining us and may not have heard at the start of the stream, I am dealing with a bit of a cold thing going on, a bit of a cough as well, so I am taking short little breaks because I am on my own this evening, just to be able to rest my voice a bit, because otherwise I have a bit of a coughing spat. I am muting my mic, you're not hearing it, thankfully. You don't want to hear that. So just so everyone is aware viewing, that is why you may hear a few moments where it's just a bit quiet. So thank you for respecting that. But as you can see, Tajin was swapped over with Slinky a number of laps ago, and he's now started to reel in Max Geist of VRT, so he's got him within the 1 second. Timo has actually pitted, so that's 12 laps on the mediums, and he's going on to the hards. He's going to come out, looks like, probably just behind Evans Joshua, who has dropped off, so maybe he's made a mistake somewhere, because he's well off the back of Colin now, nearly 10 seconds, so either damage or made a mistake somewhere. It's unfortunate to see, but Timo is out in P11. Apparently we've got over 100 live viewers, so thank you everyone for joining. Please like the stream and subscribe to League Racing TV. I think this is the most I've had when commentating, so thank you everyone for joining. Thank you Joey for saying get well soon, I do appreciate it. I'm actually off to the land of Denmark on Friday, so I'm really hoping I can sort of shift this coldy coughing for then, because I'm going to be boozing all weekend in the land of the Vikings, so that should be fun. But it's starting to heat up here, the pressure is mounting now on Max Geist, and we're not going to see these hard tyre runners hit anytime soon. Kieran though out in front, over 10-second lead now. It's sitting pretty, and he's not looking to pit the same as his teammate done on the previous lap just yet, so but yeah, everyone has no idea where all these views has come from. I don't know. Someone sort of like given all of us their viewers or something. I have no idea, but thank you everyone for joining. We have more viewers than Premier 1. Premier 2 is where you want to be anyway. This is where the action, this is where the fun happens. This is where you get to listen to my great monotone voice. So thank you all, I appreciate all the love, even if you just are watching the stream. It really does go a long way for us here at League Racing TV and EML. So here we are, down the straight. Is Tajin going to be able to size up a move on Max Geist? Doesn't look like it so far. If he can stay relatively close to him here through this third sector, he may have a chance on the start finish straight, or in the second DRS zone. Actually, I think that class is the first, because the one on the straight, I believe, starts before the finish line, so it's classed as the third DRS zone. We're going to stay on board because Tajin is looking good here. Looks to be right on the back of Max Geist. Oh, a little wobble there. That's going to cost him a little bit of time. Oh, and he just doesn't really hit that apex there. He's lost a couple of hundredths, and he's just not going to be close enough now to be able to make that move. So it's going to be another lap in waiting, we presume, for the JR man. Evan says ERT Masterclass. Looking that way at the moment. A long way to go. We're only just hitting halfway in this Singapore Grand Prix. Ivor Mike is saying, can we hit 50 likes? We're currently on 3. There's 130 plus people here. Please, please, please like the stream. It does a lot for us. You don't even know. It's great for our support. Great for the League Racing TV channel. So please do like the stream. Literally takes 1 click. So go, 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 do it. I want to see it rise. And let me know you've done it as well, and I'll shout you out. Jeff says someone raiding the stream, probably, or just some random bot thing going on, like Mike says. But yeah, as Jeff says, sit back and enjoy this one. There's a fair way to go, and I'll keep you up to date with everything going on as much as I can. As QRT Twister, Slinky goes into the pits. Okay, so that's the first hard runner going into the pits, as we're seeing a few penalties coming up now. Colin with a penalty, of the same with Pyro. VRT Null was also pitted. Dejin still not going to be close enough to that Ferrari. VRT in most races seem to have some really good straight line speed, so they've got their setups working well for the straight line, seemingly well for the turns as well, because Tajin hasn't been able to make any sort of move at all, although he's looking very close now as we're getting this great angle from up above in the helicopter. If he can get this final turn right, which I believe he does. Apparently he's lost time, but I don't think he did. Let's go on board. Is he going to be able to? No, that straight just isn't long enough, so Tijin is going to have to sit there and wait for a bit more. Mike says he liked the stream, so I'm going to shout him out. Thank you, Mike, for liking the stream. Appreciate it very much. Apparently we're back down to 33 viewers, so whatever happened there, unfortunately we've lost all those viewers. I think it was a bit of a glitch, if I'm honest. And now look, here we go, everyone following everyone in. Is Bunty going to follow them? Yes, he is. So the guys on the hards are pitting, and Kieran still out there in the lead on mediums. Hasn't pitted yet to make a pit stop. He is sitting pretty at the moment, and he's going to be able to, he should be able to pit and come straight back out into the lead. So this could be a really simple race, barring any safety cars, which is always a possibility. You can't commentator curse me on that one, because this is a track that brings out safety cars. And it looks like Slinky has come out ahead of Timo, and Max Geese is making a move up the inside on Timo. He's on the fresh medium tyres against the hards. Oh, they're still going side by side. This is great racing from these two, very respectful, giving each other the room. Max Geese goes up the inside and he moves himself up into P5. Very good racing. He's right on the back though, Timo. He's still there, and Tajin is there as well. They're queuing up. QRT Twist also involved. Here we go. The action is coming thick and fast now. Timo not getting best of exits, as Tajin is now on the back of him. He's going to look to go down the inside, but Timo's gone a little bit deep. Had to lock up there. He's not going to get the best of exits, but he stays in P6 for now. And these guys are all over each other. Oh, as Timo whacks the wall. I didn't see any damage. I think it was a rear right wheel that actually whacked the wall, so he might have got away with 0 damage there. Kieran has pitted from the race lead, and he's come out in P2. Slinky with the fastest lap, 39.6 on those fresh mediums. we're going to stay on board with these lot. Kieran hasn't come out in fresh air and in the lead still, as Seeb, still on the hards, has stayed out and actually is well ahead. Look at Tijin, he's all over the back of Timo, and this is going to be a simple move for him. Is Twist going to be able to capitalise as well? Oh, getting very close to that McLaren, but Tijin makes his move and he's up into P5 as QRT Twist has a little tap of Timo's rear there, putting him off slightly. I think I short because I had a bit of an off further down as Evans Joshua goes past and the yellow flags are waved away. Timo looks to be struggling on those hards. Obviously doesn't have the pace of the medium runners at the moment, but his hard should be better towards the end, so he might be able to come back as Twist goes very deep again, nearly touching the rear of the ERT man once more. He's trying to stay as close as he can to be able to size up a move, as we see Kieran now take the lead as Seeb does pit. Yellow flag again. Who is that? Is that Evans Joshua? I believe it is Evans Joshua going off at the end of that straight. What is with the end of that straight? So here we go then. Are we going to see a move from QRT Twist? He's in the rear wing, he's in the slipstream, he pulls out, he wants the inside. Timo tries to cover it off, but Twist moves himself up into P5. Very nice move. So we're getting a few overtakes now. So Maze is going to have some overtakes for overtakes of the week, which is good for him, so he can get that done and get that out. But Tijin, after getting stuck behind Timo, cleared Timo and is now straight back onto the rear of Max Geese, looking very pacey on those medium tyres. He is. I'm going to have a short voice water break. I'll be back. If any action starts happening, I'll be straight back, but give me a short few seconds. Here we go, Tijin looking for a move on Max Geese with the DRS. Up on the outside, makes the move up into P3. It was coming, you have to say it was coming. The pace was there, all over the back of Max Geese's rear wing. And he's up into P3. As you may have seen, when I went quiet there for a moment, Kieran has picked up a 3-second time penalty. At the moment, that is fine because he has a 5-second gap to Slinky, but that is going to give a bit of a boost to Slinky. He will now only need to make up a gap of 2.5 seconds at the most currently to be able to take the race win away from Kieran. So one to watch now, unless Kieran can use his pace to pull away again. ETA Chris, yeah, commenting about the penalty for Kieran, and says Slinky is cooking as Tijin sets a new fastest out of 39.2. So Tajin is cooking, I would say, personally. UT8 Chris, is that also ex-CPI Chris? Is that you, CPI Chris? Let me know if that is you. Good to hear from you, if so. Evan says, nah, he ain't quick. That is referring to Chris's comment of Slinky cooking. And so far, yeah, he's not making any real inroads. In fact, he's sort of slowly dropping further off of Kieran. Right, so I am out of water, so next time I have a little bit of a break, I'm going to have to run and get a bit more water. Again, appreciate you all putting up with my voice issues at the moment. Micah said if Kieran is real, he'd make it interesting and get 6 seconds. That would make it interesting, but Chloe has joined the chat and said, nah, we're good, thanks. Which is to be expected. I don't think the ER2 guys would want to make it interesting. They want it nice and simple, Kieran taking the win. He's got 8 laps left to make that real. Mike says, boo, spoil sport. Fair enough. It is fair enough. And Badgerman has joined as well, saying as if Kieran's penalty matters. Slinky now picks up his own penalties, so that pretty much cancels out Kieran's. And now Slinky's going to have to be focusing on the gap behind to his teammate and even Max Geese. So not ideal for Slinky. Someone we're just watching at the moment, Bunty, just had a bit of a quiet race, but going along pretty well. Sitting here in P8 as Evans Joshua did take fastest lap, but Zorzo's just taken that himself with a 38.2. But yeah, Bunty having a fairly quiet but solid race so far. On the back of Noel, hoping to stay within his time penalty. And he'll be able to move himself up into P7. So, looking good so far for CPI Bunty. Hello all, I am back. Just needed to refill my water. It's a big old glass of water as well, so I've gone through a lot just trying to keep my voice going and under wraps. Nice to see nothing has changed since I've gone. I see that a certain Evans Joshua has pitted onto the softs to go for the fastest lap. Mike has said we've all underestimated on DNF and safety car predictions. It's great to see. Yeah, I like the fact that has happened. I haven't seen one safety car at all so far, touch wood, which is brilliant. Really good to see on such a tough track. These guys are doing a really good job. We've seen some great racing as well between some drivers. And I've had only 2 DNFs, which have been questionable, to be fair. They've been at the end of one of the DRS straights, which has been very odd. I'm still quite confused over those. But yeah, overall, it's been pretty darn good. Brad has said, don't worry, with Slinky in the race, anything is possible. Well, Slinky has got his teammates coming up behind him, and Slinky seems to be either slowing down for a reason or struggling for pace now. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to hold on to P2 or P3 because Tajin, also Max Geest, are now catching on to the back. I don't think Evans Joshua got the fastest lap there. As we see a yellow flag, I think that's just Josh getting out of the way. Let's just show you the penalties. Most people with 3 seconds. Pyro, unfortunately, with 9. Twist has now got 3 seconds, so that could spice up things there, with Timo just within 3 seconds, so that could be a big boost for ERT in their fight to try and claw back QRT and try and win the championship here, because it's QRT on top with ERT chasing them down, with JR just slightly behind those two, or it's just slightly behind ERT, I should say. So this is where we are with the penalties. Ivor misses the view botters. I do as well. On 33 viewers, thank you everyone for joining. Again, appreciate it. Always do appreciate you guys joining. Makes it much more fun for me with you guys commenting and giving predictions and your insights and thoughts. It's really nice to have that interaction with you guys. And the one thing I ask from you is that you like the stream and just subscribe to League Racing TV. Since I've asked for likes on the stream, no one else has liked. So please do just like the stream. It's just below the stream title and channel name. So if you can like the stream, please do that. It would mean a lot. But we are down to the last 4 lap. Oh, who's that in the background? Someone's just had a big slam. I think that was Evans Joshua. It was. Evans not having the race that he would like, but he's still in the race, which is good. And RDR are looking to get both drivers on their way as one goes king now pits for what I believe to be softs. Pyro's also pitted for softs, so we've got a few back markers, back runners going for the fastest lap. There's a few yellow flags. I think it's just cars getting out of the way, which we like to see. And this is the sort of closest back. Oh, actually, no, it's not. Seed is right on the back of CPI Bunty. CPI Bunty has fallen away. He's fallen well away from VRT Noel. He was within the 3-second penalty that Noel has, and now he's near 7.5 seconds behind. So Bunty may be making a mistake somewhere, and now he's going to be under pressure for the rest of this race because Sieb is right on the back of him, and Max Geest has now got a penalty. So that is an absolute lifesaver for Slinky. So Slinky just needs to beat him on track, and currently he's got his teammate in between himself and Max Geest. So JR looking to hold on to a double podium here. So we'll keep an eye on that one as well. It's all starting to come close together. So we keep seeing yellow flags. I'm not sure if it's people getting out of the way or people having a bit of a spin. Oh, a bit of a snap there for Sieb. That's going to compromise his run. And here comes Colin round the outside. Sieb was looking for a move, but unfortunately it's gone the other way. Colin has made his way through and into P9. Good move there from Colin. That snap on the rear for Sieb just compromised his run and his exit. And unfortunately has lost the position. Colin does have a time penalty though, so it's not all doom and gloom for Sieb. But if Colin can maybe get past Bunty as well, there's every chance that in that free air he might be able to just sort of push away. So this is an intriguing little battle we've got going on here. I'm trying to sort of keep an eye on this battle and the one for the podium positions at the moment. Max Geest really pushing. He knows he needs to get past Tajin to then take on Slinky because they both have penalties. Tajin will jump both these guys, no questions asked. But Max Geest needs to get onto Slinky if he wants any chance of getting onto a podium here. But he's not going to get the run. The JR boys are going to stay ahead of the VRT man as Colin picks up another penalty. So that's definitely P8 and P9 out of the question for Colin. But a good race overall for Colin. I have to say he's done a superb job there. Ivor believes Bunty must have damage because Colin has closed right up. One Ghost King, look, takes the fastest lap, 38.1 on those softs, so well done to him for pitting and taking that gamble. He had nothing to lose. He was down the back end of the field respectively, so he'll pick up an extra point for that, as Geese is really looking to get past Tajin, but he doesn't want to make any mistakes here. Don't want to make any contact because you don't want to after race penalty for any sort of collision, because that will just hamper you even more and possibly lose you further positions. But Tajin doing his best to be as wide as possible so that Slinky doesn't have to deal with any sort of pressure on this final lap. Defender said cleanest race in history of Singapore. Jerry has said I'm surprised. It's great to see. It is really great to see. These guys have done a wonderful job. Unfortunately, Evans Joshua has added to the DNFs. I didn't actually see that, so I've missed that somewhere. That is really unfortunate to see that he hasn't made it to the end. And unfortunate for RDR in their fight against Team 1 and IRT. Mike says Colin will be fuming about getting 6 seconds. Colin, you just gotta be. You will be, won't you? You'll just be on top of yourself a bit about those mistakes, but lessons to be learned, shall we say. But let's go on board with the man of the hour. He's in phenomenal form, and he's shown it again tonight, going on the alternate strategy. to the rest of the field, Kieran has driven superbly, not a foot wrong this evening. It's pole and the race win in Singapore. ERT Kieran wins the Singapore Grand Prix. Fantastic race from the ERT man, continues his great form. Slinky comes home P2. Obviously Tajin jumps him because he didn't have a penalty, but he keeps hold of the podium. That's a great result for Juventus. Max Geest in P4, brilliant race from him and good result from VRT. Don't be down about missing out on that podium because that is a brilliant race from Max Geest there. Timo gets P5, Twist P6. VRT Null actually drops down behind, so VRT Null made a mistake somewhere possibly. Because remember, he was about 7 seconds ahead of Bunty, so Bunty in the end does take P7. Steve P8, Noel P9, Colin Mason in P10, rounding up the top 10. Noel, look at that gap to Steve as well. 3 tenths. And QRT Twist to Timo, 8 tenths. Very tight margins here. Zorro picks up P11. BNLRE, iShock P12. BNLRE nicked P13. Pyro comes home in P14, and One Ghost King is gonna come home at a respectable P15, and I believe he has the fastest lap as well, so there he goes, crashing out on the final corner. Mike said Evans Joshua retired in the pits. That's a shame to see. Driver of the day, RTC, congrats to you, my man. Badgerman says next season please put ERT in tier 1. Well, that's how EML works. If you win Premier 2, you automatically go up into Premier 1, and then if there's any dropouts for the following season, there's a qualifying system, and if you win the qualifiers, you then get promoted up into Premier 1. But for now, ERT are showing that they're the team on form at the moment, and Kieran, well, he is doing a super job. So congrats to him. Congrats to the JR team as well, to Jin and Slinky, double podium for them, what result. So they'll be following ERT in chasing QRT, who had a bit of a not rough day at the office. P6, P12 for Twist and Zorzo respectively, but not one of their best races, and that gap to ERT and JR will be significantly different when we get to the next race. There is your final results, and it is, I can confirm, Ghost King who takes the fastest lap. But congrats to Kieran once more on winning the Singapore Grand Prix and taking pole as well. He's the man to beat at the moment. Can anyone beat him? You'll have to join me next week to find out. We have the rescheduled round 7 race of Zandvoort. We were due to have a break week. We thought about whether having Zandvoort in the break week or having it after the last race of the season, so extending the season by a week. But to sort of keep in line with Premier 2, so both Premier 1 and Premier 2 finish at the same time, we've decided that Zandvoort will be now replacing the break week. So we have Zandvoort up next week for you, the rerun of Zandvoort, a complete rerun, qualifying and the race. So join me next week for that one, as my voice is starting to give up on me. It's 8 PM. I'm honestly, my mind has gone to mush. It's 8 PM next week UK time. It will be the Dutch Grand Prix in Zandvoort. Thank you guys for joining me. Appreciate the patience on my voice this evening. Hopefully I'll have someone next week with me, possibly Mike, possibly Chloe, possibly someone different, but I will be there for you guys. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate all the love and comments. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Stay safe out there, and good night.